Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 3 months, you'll probably know that Claude Code is going crazy on people's feeds. And today I want to show you exactly 3 skills that you can develop in Claude Code. In fact, I've already developed them for you. I can give them to you completely for free that you can use in your lead generation process from today. So you don't have to do any guesswork. You don't have to figure out how to use Claude Code, right? You can literally download these skill files that I'm going to attach at the end of this video in the link in the description, and start using these for lead generation. So these are 3 lead generation skills that you can use within Claude Code, and I'm going to walk you through them step by step and show you in today's video. Now, these skills literally took me less than 30 minutes to complete, right? So I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really take that long to get up to speed with how to do this, but the time saving can be massive. So there are 3 skills that I'm going to show you today. First one is to check your infrastructure and your deliverability when sending cold emails. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Harry and I run a B2B lead generation agency, and we use cold email to acquire clients for ourselves and for our customers. Now, if you're learning about cold email and you want to get into the space, one of the core things you need to master is deliverability. You need to make sure that your emails are landing in people's inboxes, not in their spam folders. Okay, and that's going to, be an accumulation of ensuring you've got good copywriting, good lists, which the other 2 skills actually address, and the correct infrastructure setup of your domains. So let's say, for example, you're running a cold email campaign and you just want to check every single day the health of those domains and make sure that everything is still configured correctly, okay? Or when you're setting them up for the first time, you want to make sure the DNS settings are configured correctly. You can use the skill that, like I say, I'm going to include in this video. All you do is at skill, let's do this one called Infra Health Checker, which is the one designed to check your domain's health. And you literally just put in your domain name, or you could attach a CSV file of all of your domains. And Claude is going to go through that skill, and it's going to do everything in the back end to check the DNS settings of each of these domains that you add. This is, firstly going to save you a bunch of time, so you don't have to go online and figure out what DNS settings are actually there on MX Toolbox, which is a tool you can typically use. This is going to do it all for you completely in the back end, okay? And give you a report as to the health of your email account. So you can see already that's taken literally 10 seconds or so. My SPF is all done, it's correct. I can see the right settings in there, DKIM, DMARC MX. And yeah, it's checked, they're all good, right? So what I could do is I could attach a CSV of maybe 150 domains, and that could literally save me days of having to go and check the DNS settings of these manually. So that's the first skill that you can use. Really, really simple use case, but it's to ensure that your infrastructure health is optimized and your domains are good to use. So that's the first skill that you can use. The second skill I want to show you is an automatic Apollo list builder. So list building often takes time, whether you've got a VA to do it or you're doing it yourself. It takes time to do it, and it's probably a task you're doing every day if you're running multiple campaigns. Now, what we've done in the back end in this skill is I've actually scraped all of the information from Apollo that builds the URL string, right? Because all of the data of your Apollo search is captured within the URL. The industries, the job titles. So we've built a skill in this skill here that you can use yourself that creates you an Apollo string without you having to go into Apollo at all yourself. Now, this is useful because most people right now are using scrapers to scrape Apollo data to save cost. Now, what the Apollo scrapers usually go off is that URL string, okay? So you need to develop that URL string first, and instead of having to go on Apollo, play around the filters and spend time doing it, you can literally say at skill, which is going to be the lead list builder. I want to target, let's say, UK directors of manufacturing companies 11 to 100 in size. Okay, I'll put that in. Now, obviously that's substantially quicker than me going on Apollo, putting in the filters, making sure the filters are correct. What it's going to do is hopefully within the next few seconds, give me a Apollo URL string that is created that I can then obviously put into a scraping tool and scrape all of that data for me, right? So the way I've broken these skills down is the 3 core things really to do with cold email is firstly checking your infrastructure to make sure your deliverability is good. Once you have a core infrastructure that's set up, The second thing is going to be to use the correct lists and correct targeting. So obviously this skill is designed to create those lists automatically for you. And then the third part, the next skill we're going to go into in a second, is writing those emails for you as well. Then you could also design a skill to put all of this data automatically into Instantly or Plus5 or SmartLead, whatever your sending tool is. So you can have all of these skills that are working effectively as agents to do parts of your process for you. Right? The reason why I do it like this and not just I say to Claude, do all of this stuff in one go for me, is because it's much more efficient to give Claude specific tasks to do with specific skills. So we have one skill that's purely just designed for checking the infrastructure. Then we have one skill that's purely just designed for the list building. The same way you build your team. You don't really want to be hiring loads of people that are all generalists. You want to be hiring people that are specialists. It's exactly the same with AI skills and agents. You want to be basically finding or developing skills, I should say, creating skills that are specialists at each of their own tasks. That means you can pair those skills together and they're going to be creating the best output for your campaigns. So let's just wait for this one to come back. So as you can see, it's returned us an Apollo URL, which we can literally copy and paste and put straight into our browser. Let's just open this up here and it will show you exactly the people that we're looking for. So you can see it's got the heads of operations, VPs of operations, directors of operations, operation managers, COOs, all of the right operations type people in the UK, employee size 11 to 100, and in the manufacturing space. So simply all we would do is take this URL, which Claude Code has already given to us, and we would put that into a scraping tool that will then be able to scrape the data of the search for us. We could also create a skill to then put that specific CSV that we get back from the scraper into an email verification tool. And like I say, push it into Instantly, SmartLead or Plus5. It will save a bunch of time. So at this stage, we've used skills to check our infrastructure health to make sure they're operating within their boundaries and operating well. We've developed skills to build lists automatically for us in literally less than a couple of minutes. And now we're going to go over how to develop copywriting for your email campaigns as well, because this is hard to figure out the angles of what exactly to say. So if we go back to Claude, I can show you exactly what we've done here, right? So once again, I've just added the skill in this case, and I've said, I want to sell carbon footprint reporting services to these companies, build me 2 scripts, and then obviously I've added the cold email script writer skill. So you just do that here, skill, cold email copywriter, and then it's asked me a few questions to make sure the script is really optimized for cold email. Now, the skill that we have here, the skill file that I've developed that you'll be able to get access to if you join my free school community in the link in the description. This is based off all of our data of our cold email campaigns. It's based off our best practices and how we actually formulate our cold email scripts for ourselves and our clients. So it's the very best practices. It's not just like giving it to ChatGPT. It's trained on our data specifically. So it's asked us, what exactly does our service deliver in terms of outcomes? What is the key differentiator? Do you have any social proof, specific social proof that you can reference, CTA, and sending platform? So here I've just said, okay, we build carbon reduction plans to keep companies compliant. We are better as we are more cost effective and offer a free report up front. We have some case studies. I want them to reply. We use it instantly. So I've given it a very, very basic response there. The prompt you should use should usually be a lot more detailed than this and specific examples of case studies, but I just want to show you what it can do on the fly, giving it literally 5 seconds worth of input. And what it's done is created multiple variants for, I think we've got 2 variants, variant A and variant B, each with 2 follow-ups, which is what we recommend and what we do for ourselves when we're running our campaigns anyway, with the personalization in there in terms of the custom variable, and it's written out the email, right? So first name, most ops leaders at manufacturing companies that speak to are spending way too long trying to figure out their carbon reporting obligations. Problem is, getting it wrong doesn't just mean fines, it means losing contracts with the larger buyers who now require this stuff from suppliers. We build carbon reduction plans that keep manufacturers compliant. We do it for a fraction of what big consultancies charge. We'll put together your first report for free so you can see exactly where you stand. Worth a conversation. So it's a solid, no-brainer offer up front. And obviously we've got variant B. I personally think this one will perform better because it's shorter, but you can do that split test depending on what the market is resonating with. Anyway, first name, we finished a carbon reduction plan for a UK manufacturer about your size. They had no idea they were out of compliance until we ran the numbers. We're offering free reports for manufacturing companies like you, so you can see exactly where you stand, no strings attached. If that's useful, let me know and I'll get it set up. So as simple as that, instead of spending loads of time hiring a VA, hiring a freelancer, hiring a copywriter, you can simply plug and play these Claude skills into your desktop or wherever you're using it, Cursor or VS, and you can be creating outbound campaigns in literally less than 30 minutes, completely from scratch. This is a huge advantage if you want to be able to acquire more clients in 2026. So many people are still doing this process manually, or not even manually, but just not using Claude Code to the extent in which we are, right? So like I say, if you want access to these skill files so you can start using this straight away and import them into your campaigns to start seeing better results, iterate faster, build lists faster without having to get VAs to do it for you, then I'm going to put these files in our free school community. Just click the link below to join that and you'll access them once you're in the community. So hopefully this video has been useful and I'll see you on the next one.